honestly don't get to play many Latino characters at all. So to finally be able to like embrace myself in this there's something that's really fulfilling and really inspiring for me. Honestly, have not worked this hard on a script in a while, just because I haven't been as excited. But to be able to connect with that and also think about my family, think about my mom, think about my grandparents and the stories that they have growing up in Puerto Rico, like all that is like informing what I do. A lot of it is also being more of myself. I mean, heck, even in New York City, even though like sometimes I live in the Bronx, I can't think of how often I really use Spanish. And then now I'm in a play where I'm just like speaking it half of the time. And that for me, like even spiritually, is really fulfilling for me and helping me to grow as an actor. And also being around other Latinos is just a treat.
Well, I don't think I have a complicated experience with how I look and who I am and where I'm from, because I have made peace with it in a way that I have accepted that we humans need to be different, and I love that. I love that I'm different, and I love that I have something else to offer to the world, as every other race in this world has to offer. So I don't think I have a complicated experience with that. I could say that that telling the story is actually very important. I think that Cin Martinez, a playwright, did a great job in capturing some specific and very, very important qualities of who we are, like who Latin people are and who people that have grown around music and around the beach and around the sun, you know, that I think that the people that come are going to relate immediately with those elements.
Just 2 weeks of rehearsal, like it's like a 3-week production to, like, you know what I mean? So, and it's a lot, and it's like it feels like I'm realizing that now.
Pegao takes place in May of 1979, a few days before Mother's Day, and you will see Doña Lina, who is the grandmother. She is a domino champion on the island. She is being surprised by her youngest daughter, Isa, who lives in the States. In the play, you will also see Negri. She's the adult granddaughter, and Wiggy, who is the only male character. He's also the grandson of Doña Lina. You will see topics like colorism within the Puerto Rican, families. You'll see sterilization abuse being talked about. But throughout the play, you will see this family playing dominoes, and you will see, hear, and almost taste what joy looks like.
When I got the opportunity to be a costume designer for Pegao the play, I was super excited because costumes really tell a deeper story about character. And I was also excited to be working on a play written by an Afrolatinx Puerto Rican. I think there's this idea that Black Latinx aren't creating work, and that's just not the truth. Like, we are writing, we are directing, we are acting, we are out here. And it was really important to me to be a part of this process. And it was also important to show people what that process was like.
In terms of theater, more bilingual theater. I think that is so lacking. And when you have New York City that has such, I feel like sometimes we cater sometimes to people who are outside of New York City and people who have money and everything like that. And it's like, but we have such a vast Hispanic community in New York City, and I don't think there's enough being done to outreach to them as well. It would be nice to, I love this play, and I'm glad it's here. It'd be nice if we have more productions where it's not like sprinkled in, like, oh, let's sprinkle in the Latino here, let's sprinkle in the Spanish here. This is a play where we actually have to use subtitles. Like, there's enough Spanish where we actually have to do that to help people understand. That's the stuff I'm talking about, And you know, we talk about especially how important Spanish is and everything in this country, and it's just like, cool. So let's also have theater that also informs that as well. So you guys aren't just like, you know, so you guys can learn through the acting and stage as well, as opposed to just like, you know, your little 4 years of high school Spanish. I don't know.
I was born and raised in Hartford, Connecticut. As I was a kid, I was always into sort of storytelling. I would always be the one in the room with all my cousins, like really sharing stories in the most visual way possible. So my imagination was huge. I had a typewriter early on, so then I began to write poetry. But then I got into the world of theater and play creation. And social justice theater as well, and that was through an internship when I was at college with Heartbeat Ensemble here in Connecticut. And from there I learned pretty much on the job what it's like to devise a play from scratch, script writing and just ensemble theater. And so from there, I not only performed on stage as I was getting sort of more into the writer side. Those two things started happening at the same time. And then when I created the short play Frog Hollow State of Mind, that sort of was the bounce out point that got me into thinking writing a full-fledged play, and then that's how Pegao came to be.